What's up, everybody? It's time for another LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed video. Today, we've got a quick video. We're just talking about grit and skill. So when I first started playing the game, I saw this. And I looked it up, and I'm like, oh, what is this? Oh, it's a grit up buff. Oh, okay. Well, what's grit? So I had to go figure out what grit was. So basically, for all intents and purposes, this is grit. Grit is resistance. It's just the same as resistance. It's called grit in this game for whatever reason. It's resistance. If you guys don't know what resistance is, it is a stat increasing the chance of you resisting debuffs the enemy is trying to apply on you. So the higher grit you have, the more likely you are to resist them applying like different debuffs, like a defense break, etc., it's an attack break, etc., right? A stun, whatever debuff they're trying to apply on you. So that is grit. Grit is resistance. A lot of other games refer to it as resistance. So many of you have already figured out that skill must be accuracy. So, skill, aka accuracy, a stat increasing the chance of you applying debuffs to your opponent. So the higher accuracy you have, or the higher skill you have, higher your skill stat, because it's a stat and it's also a buff. The buff just increases the stat, right? So, the higher your skill is, the more likely you are to apply like a stun or an attack break or a defense break, etc., right? So these are the different buffs and debuffs for grit and skill. We have grit down 1, reduces resistance by 20%, reduces grit, but it's resistance. It's just easier to think of it that way because its resistance is in way more games than grit. I've never played another game that had grit. Maybe there's others, but I've never played other ones that had grit. Grit down 2, reduce resistance by 30%. Grit up 1, increase resistance by 20%. Grit up 2, increase resistance by 30%. And then same thing with skill. Skill down 1 reduces accuracy by 20%. Skill down 2 reduces accuracy by 30%. So if there's an enemy that you have that is on the enemy team, if there's an enemy on your team, you got a big problem. If there's an enemy on the enemy team that's going to do a lot of debuffs to your team, you may want to try to apply or bring something that has skill down 1 or skill down 2 to reduce their not reduce their activation rate, but reduce their likelihood of them actually applying those debuffs onto you. And then the skill up 1 is increase accuracy by 20%. Skill 2 is increase accuracy by 30%. So things on your team that do a lot of debuffs, you may want to maybe use a support unit that increases the likelihood of them actually applying those debuffs, right? So like a support unit that will give skill up 1 or skill up 2 to a debuffer unit, a unit that applies debuffs to the enemy team. Anyway, that's it for this one. I just wanted to, here's a fast video, man. I just wanted to talk about grit and skill, because when I first started playing, I had no idea what they were, I had no idea what they were. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That's for this one, and I'll see you as always in the next one.